to a conscious parenthood. That's when civilization really regenerates and changes the narrative and the perspective for the next generation. In my work with my patients, with these individuals and these couples, we are facing infertility, and I see this every day. Behind the statistics are real people. Hello, today I'm in front of this mural painted by Diego Rivera in 1953, and in front of him I want to talk about fertility, masculinity, and the future of what we are actually fighting for. I'm sneaking in this awesome public hospital in Mexico City, but as I was saying, talking with my patients, we were talking about that we are the first generation that believe that the world is ending, and then why we are the first generation that it's not replacing itself. Probably we are not the one thinking that the world will collapse, that we survive 2 world wars and we survive collapsing empires. Also, we have survived economic crashes, pandemics, invasion, diseases. But today something different is happening. Birth rates are declining. Men and women are drifting apart. Families are forming for later. It will be time. Let's do it later. Let's plan it for the future. Or maybe not at all. So maybe the real crisis is not political. Maybe it's biological. Maybe it's relational. Maybe it's civilizational. And if that's true, then the conversation about masculinity towards the feminism needs to evolve. Right now, what we are confronting and what we are facing, it's the narrative online about the strength, the resistance, being warriors, the brotherhood. The idea is simple. Society will survive when strong men stand together and refuse to be controlled. Historically, there is truth there, but here is the deeper question: that what are we really resisting for? Because strength without direction is just noise. Resistance without construction is just chaos. The real measure of civilization is not how loud or strong are its warriors. It's whether it can produce the next generation. And it's not only about men. We need to fight together towards fertility, towards the nucleus, which is the family. For the first time in modern history, we are facing demographic decline across large parts of the Western world. Not because of invasion, not because of war, but because men and women that cannot align. And we are postponing families, the nucleus of the society. We are prioritizing and optimize when we chase personal success, perfect stability, perfect timing. Biology does not wait for perfect timing. And here is the uncomfortable truth. A civilization does not collapse when it is attacked. It collapses when it stops reproducing. Right now, outside the world versus feminine and masculine energy, if we put that frame, it won't be that much. If we are going to talk about masculinity, let's raise the standards. Let's how much everyone is taking care of. Stay strong, healthy, building that discipline, developing strength is good. The next level of masculinity is this. You can build and sustain a family for the next 25 years. Are you ready for that? Can you lead emotionally, not just physically or economically? Can you take responsibility not only for your body, but for your legacy? Masculinity is not proven in rebellion. It is proven in commitment. And the most radical act in a fragmented world that we are living in is not shouting, it's building a family together. Men, homoparental cases, or women, lesbian cases, or heterosexual cases, that's the other half of the equation. And let's be equally honest. The conversation about female empowerment, it's incompatible if it ignores biology. Fertility has a window. Compatibility is a strategy. Time is real. This is not about pressure, it's about awareness. Because when men and women operate as competitors, both we will lose. But when they operate as allies with long-term vision, something really powerful happens, because that's the vision, that's the light that we are planning to follow. That's when families are formed. That's when children are born into stability, into a conscious parenthood. That's when civilization really regenerates and changes the narrative and the perspective for the next generation. In my work with my patients, with these individuals and these couples, we are facing infertility, and I see this every day. Behind the statistics are real people, men who wait too long and women who assume there was endless time, couples who love each other but never align in vision, in building a family. And fertility is not only medical, it's emotional, relational, strategic. And if we don't address it consciously, nurture will decide for us. And that's the important part of it. The future does not need louder men. It needs conscious men. The future does not need defensive women. It needs conscious women. And above all, it needs conscious partnership, communication, love. How the kids are going to see us talking, how they are going to learn how we are going to fix our problems. This is what I call conscious creation, not romantic, not fantasy, not naive optimism. Intentional family creation informed with decision, with awareness, and with emotional maturity will change biologically this intergenerational responsibility that is real resistance. If we do this, and if we can change the next generation with affordability, with conscious parenthood or motherhood, every empire that rebuilt after collapse did one thing consistently. It reproduced, it formed families, it transmit values, culture, history. You cannot build in Mars if you don't have this strength. You cannot build AI systems. You cannot build economies if you are not building humans. The nucleus of the society is not the state, it's not the market, it's not the algorithm, it is the family. It is the brain for the new Picassos, the new Diego Riveras. How the AI will create that. If you're watching this and you feel that what I'm saying makes sense and something is off in modern relationships, and that fertility matters more than we admit, that masculinity, that femininity must evolve beyond conflict with communications, then you are part of this. You are part of this conversation. This channel is not about outrage. It's about construction. It's about building aligned partnerships with communication, with values, with conscious about the timeline, and facing these uncomfortable biological truths and choosing to create consciously. If you believe the future still needs families and more humans, if you believe strength means responsibility, and if you believe that legacy matters more than noise, more than keep creating these conflicts outside in the dating pool, then we are building the same thing and we are just getting started. We need to be a better ancestors. We need to have more heart, better conscious, and bring more humans. If we really want to become a multiplanetary species, we just need to keep doing that and working towards that. It's not only born, procreate, and die. Now what we are facing and see what is happening all around us and what the AI will come and change the world. There are many formulas that we don't know and we haven't invented yet, but we need more brains that will feel what we need, and we put it like Beethoven in their masterpieces, or Diego Rivera or Picasso or any other artist, that they find their flow, and no one and neither any AI will come closer. That's why we need to bring more souls into this world, more Nobel Prizes, more real examples in real life that more people can follow. Thank you.